Yeah!
God, some music makes me so happy, and welcome to the Leafcast, a first-time reader show based on the epic fantasy series The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and I'm having a great time. How are you guys doing? Brother, I'm not prepared for that. Brother John Cusack.
Brother John. And I am Brother John Cusack, and you must chill! You must chill!
It's hard to chill when I'm amongst brilliance. Brother Dan, you look great. You smell great.
Oh, do you smell my envy and my slight irritation?
You know, last Tuesday, I just kind of wandered around the house, I muttered. I did not make love to my wife. I was depressed, and I can't go another Tuesday without a show. We can't take these breaks. It's too hard on me.
Huh, you said hard on.
Boom. Hey, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Tom, our friend Tom is not here today. There was a scheduling mix-up. He's enjoying the joys of Walt Disney's imagination. Have a great time, Tom.
I hope he's gaying it up there.
Yeah, be as gay as you want to be, man. Matt Stagger, we love you. Heal thyself well. Rest. Have a good night. We miss you, but we want you to feel better. So go do your healing thing. We'll always be here for you, man.
Yeah, we're here for you. We will bring the energy without you. We'll try our best, but someone who's going to help us bring the energy is our first time reader. Let's bring him in. He's excited.
Yeah. And Aaron. Hey, there he is. Hi, Josh.
Let's start. You are muted, my friend. We cannot hear you. Oh, unmute, please.
Damn it!
I know
this book is too heavy on the one side. I can't keep it upright. My neck's got a crick in it from reading. It's the wrong angle, you know.
That's a fat ass book.
It is a fat ass book, but it is a much better album cover. Duh! It is a much better book cover than the OG one. The OG one, I think, is in this background here, right?
Oh no, the mighty valiant fist in the air with the great cutoff. No way, Dan! You cannot make fun of this. All right, we gotta bring this up. This is not okay. He's like, ah! Another. Dan's low-hanging fruit. We can't make fun of it.
I'm getting the low-hanging fruit.
You're picking the low-hanging fruit right there.
That works.
Yeah. Hi guys. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm always glad you're here, Josh. Yeah, I noticed that you're wearing a T-shirt, so I'm wondering what kind of buttons. I'm hoping you have a button fly.
I know. Can we request a wardrobe change at halftime? If we get some tips, maybe. Yeah.
We're in a new book, man.
I know, it's awesome.
So let's talk about the cover. You have the same cover that I have.
Right.
Any thoughts on it?
You know, it's a really good question. I don't know.
For everyone to see.
I'm guessing from the look of it and the necklace. Okay, so I have two ways it could go. It's either Egwene or Moiraine or an Aes Sedai, which I'm doubting just because I don't see a shawl. Although, maybe, no, Egwene has black hair. I don't know. Or it's a Sanshin. Those are my guesses.
Okay.
And Rand's looking like like he's singing because I'm bad.
Oh right, it's Rand.
Really, really bad.
It's Rand and the Ashaman, right?
Come on.
Is that? Oh,
It looks like 7 people in black. Looks like they're all men.
I'm pretty sure those are Ashaman. I can't. Yeah, I can see some things on their collars, some pins.
There is a woman's back to us wearing a green dress. Her hair is
So
in a
what
bun.
green? The green Aja.
mm-hmm.
I mean, Elaine's a green Aja. She has blonde hair.
Is that blonde?
Is
Or-
that blonde?
Is that blonde?
I,
Is that blonde?
it sure looks blonde to me.
I see.
Okay, okay, right on.
Or gray.
She has
I guess
some-
it could be gray.
It looks like an Indiana Jones style trap
Right.
with all these pointy things sticking towards her head.
Uh-huh.
What do you interpret
Oh.
that as?
The pointy things?
Yeah,
I think they're swords. They're warder swords, and there's 3 of them, which we know. That's what made me think it was someone green Aja, were the 3 swords. Behind the doors that we can't see. I'm assuming those are warders.
I'm counting more. Well, hold on. I'm counting more.
More?
Are you not counting 5?
No, I count 3.
Let's see. There's 3 on this side, and 2. So
Where's the
yeah,
third? Oh, I see. Down low.
Yeah, and then there's another
Okay.
one across from it down low.
Yeah, there is. No, I didn't see those originally. They're like really hard to see in this light. I still think they're warders. I don't know.
Okay.
5 is a lot though. Is there a green Aja that has 5 warders?
If she
What's the
fucks.
name? Well, yeah. What's the name of the really old green Aja that we met?
Granny Sedai?
She meets Egwene in the tavern. Starts with a C. I think. The Aes Sedai who's like super powerful, where Egwene's like, oh, I have to even defer to her. I think it was Egwene.
Oh, okay. In
Cat-
Saladar?
Yeah. No, not in Saladar. In the city.
Oh, in the inn. Oh, okay.
Cad Swain? Cad
Twain?
Swain?
Okay. Okay.
What's her
yeah,
name?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't she green with like a bunch of orders and super old? Would have gray hair?
Yeah, that could fit.
Hmm.
Okay, right on.
Has Rand ever met her though? Well, I guess it could happen in this book.
Rand's got the flow. Rand's looking a bit like Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, the hair to the one side is really funny. It's like he just stepped in or something.
It's got like a modern part. Yeah, it's like parted like over his ear and then way flippy to that side.
Yeah, it looks like Kurt Cobain or something.
It's Rand Cobain. Kurt
Rand Cobain.
Althor. Kurt Althor. Kothor? Yeah, I'll come off as him.
All right, so we just got. All right, so Matt would be.
Karn as you are?
No, okay. Would Matt be the bass player and Perrin be the drummer, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt would
Yeah.
be the bass player.
That would definitely be Dave. Not Dave Grohl, but what's the bass player?
Dave
name? I can't
Novoselic?
remember.
Chris,
Dave Novoselic, thank you.
Yeah.
Chris Novoselic.
Chris, and Dave Grohl. Yeah.
We start with a
That's good, Nema Garden.
That's great.
dedication to Harriet, who deserves the credit once again. Robert Jordan's wife and editor. We have maps. And we have a beginning little prophecy. Do you have it there? Do you want to read it, Josh?
The beginning prophecy. Let's see.
Or I can.
I can read it.
Okay.
There can be no health in us, nor any good thing grow. For the land is one with the dragon reborn, and he one with the land. Soul of fire, heart of stone, and pride he conquers, forcing the proud to yield. He calls upon the mountains to kneel, and the seas to give way, and the very skies to bow. Pray that the heart of the stone remembers tears, and soul of the fire, love. The soul of the fire. Damn it.
No, well done. And that was from a much disputed translation of the Prophecy of the Dragon.
Right?
FY 700, 800. So is that in the future? It's not using what we normally, like it doesn't say which age. Fiscal year 700.
Fiscal year, yeah, it's the quarterly report.
The quarterly report of the Dragon Reborn.
Hold on. So I think. So here it says right in the beginning of the glossary, it says a note on dates in this
On dates.
glossary.
Oh yeah. Let's look at that.
The Torment calendar, devised by Toma der Almeid, was adopted.
Come again?
Okay.
Centuries after
Free
the death of the last
free
monarch.
year is FY. Okay.
So a free year. So celebrate freedom from the Trolloc threat and recorded each year as a free year. Right now we are in the new era. It says dated from the arbitrarily decided end of the War of the 100 Years and recorded years of the new era is currently in use. So
it's a long time ago. First age, basically, probably, if it's FY, right?
It was after the Trolloc Wars, yeah.
After the breaking of the world.
Well,
Okay, so
AB is after the breaking.
AB, right, and then FY. Okay, so
PDQ.
part of this age, but the second segment of it, right? So part of the third age.
Yeah. It looks like so, yeah, at least calendar-wise, yeah. We have AB, we have FY. Hawkwind tried to get FF going, but no one wanted it. And now we have the new era, which I imagine is like when Susie and the Banshees and The Cure and Depeche Mode. They were all new era bands, right? But the free years was like hippie, like the 60s. It was like
70s, right? Or 60s, yeah.
And the breaking, I think, was Chuck Berry and Elvis.
Yeah, the first time he did splits on stage, the world broke.
The world broke. Chuck Berry? Chuck Berry didn't do splits. He did the little duck walk while playing guitar.
I'm sure he did the split. Didn't he do like the half splits?
Maybe you're thinking Little Richard. Oh no, you're thinking of Prince.
Prince did splits for sure.
Prince did half splits, and he bounced right back up,
which is nuts.
Ow!
Yeah, that's why he kept saying "ow" because he's in pain.
You know what? So Prince was known to always wear shoes that had heels. He seemed to have been uncomfortable with his height,
being 4'8",
and so would wear shoes that had heels for everything, even walking around his house. It suggested that this was what caused his hip pain and forced him to take pain medications like Dilaudid and ultimately OD on fentanyl.
Wow.
So you know. So
and knowing is half the battle, Dan.
He wishes he was a little bit taller. He wish he was a baller. Okay, let's jump into the prologue, shall we?
Yes.
Although every time I open the map, all I see is a big dong.
Why are all famous people
Big bad dong.
small with big heads? And why are we not famous because we're small and have big heads?
Yeah, right?
Because you don't look like...
Go on.
Yeah, what?
Never mind.
Go on.
What?
Jesus.
What?
Every day with
I was going to
this
say
guy.
you don't look like a Mark Ryden painting, but...
I can.
No.
Put a
I mean,
Lincoln-
you need a filter. Yeah.
I need the Lincoln filter.
Mark Ryden, paint
The
me like
fart-
your French girls.
Yes. I mean, he is my favorite. Yeah, one of my favorite painters, at least.
All right.
Mine is whoever did this cover. I like this cover. Prologue. It's called Lightning. And this prologue actually is pretty badass. I like the flow of this a lot. We're getting.
So I was reflecting. Every book, his writing style changes a little bit. Maybe you could say it gets better if you were feeling really optimistic, but it definitely changes tone as each book starts. I've noticed it, and you notice it especially. It's like between where we were in Lord of Chaos and where it came from. Reading New Spring, it was like, oh, we like warped back in time because New Spring felt so different, more advanced in a sense. Just his tone was more developed. I guess that's what I mean. Not advanced, but more developed and refined. Compared to like Lord of Chaos, which felt still more advanced than Eye of the World, or more developed than Eye of the World, but still not where New Spring was in terms of like.
Are you talking about prose?
Dialogue, the way the dialogue is, the prose, the way that the story's paced, the sentence pacing, and like the denouement of the story. I mean, all of it. It's just like you can see it. Just it develops a little bit in every book. I feel like.
Okay, so you were, I mean, of these 3 chapters that we read, I mean, so we are pretty much on the back of Do My as Wells.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I said to a few people, what the hell is going, like, why was some of this stuff not in the end of Lord of Chaos? But, you know. Okay. I feel like all of this Elida stuff, all of the stuff with Savannah could have been in the end of Lord of Chaos, and it would have felt, much better.
Like in the epilogue?
Yeah, in the epilogue. Or in the last chapter, another chapter.
I mean,
okay.
That's like okay, no, that's like ending a book on like an amazing sex scene and then just like continuing on, and the next morning everyone's like scratching their balls, like pouring cereal. Like, we don't need that. It's like,
you know, I got kind of angry about the book ending where it did. It took so long to get there. You could have fucking kept it going for a little while and had another thing happen, I think. That's just me.
Suspense, man. It's storytelling.
Yeah, suspense while I write the next book for 3 years. Fuck you.
Didn't you watch Lost?
I did.
I really liked how these events were happening concurrently with the ending of the last book. Like, there's that overlap.
Well, that's why I feel like it could have been included.
I could see that, but also, like, talking about tone shifts and tempo shifts, we go from one of the most exciting battles ever to, like, one of the most involved psychological battles. But, like, he would have had to, like, make that all, I don't know, shortened and not fleshed out as much, I think, to, like, make it match the tone.
I feel offended as a reader because I feel like he knew all this and didn't fucking give it to us. Now, there's another part of me that could be like, oh, okay, he came up with it in between the books, but I just don't think that's how he worked. I think he had this shit mapped out much in advance.
I don't necessarily agree with you, but I hear what you're saying and I respect it. I like this prologue. I like how it. I mean, I think it's a clever way. So let's say that there was a 12-month break between you reading Do My as Wells in this. It doesn't. It's not ham-fisted with like the Aes Sedai who wield a magical power called Saidar. I think that it blended into the story without making you seem like, hey, here's a recap.
Right. No, you're right.
I liked how it was done a lot, actually.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite prologues. Maybe my favorite prologue.
Yeah,
like every POV was so well crafted.
I think I was fine with it. I was fine with it as a contemporary reader, but I said, like, if I imagine myself waiting for this to come out and then this is how it started, I would be like a little bit of what the fuck. Honestly, I'm still a little bit of what the fuck. What am I talking about? But
No.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, it starts off with Elida, and Elida is the Amerlin, and she's way up in her apartments. She's up on top. She's looking. They're building her a freaking palace. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be taller than the White Tower. She can't get Ogier, damn it. But she's got a whole bunch of people working on shit. She's got scaffolds and stuff.
25 minutes in, we start the recap.
Yeah.
I feel so exposed when that happens.
Exposed, yeah.
Fuck you and thank you, I guess.
She gets a note from Galena saying, quote, "The ring has been placed in the bull's nose. I expect a pleasant journey to market." And she's like, "Fuck yeah, we got Rand. And she, let's talk just a tiny bit about her whole philosophy on this, Josh. So the White Tower has always held that men with power need to be controlled, need to be stilled if they can, or gentled. Mm-hmm. They need to be tamed in some way. And the Reds were most specifically, that was their main focus.
Right.
Do we fault Elida for the way she is going about this right now?
All right. Well, first off, Elida's fucking psycho. I mean, I'm sure that's clear to everyone who's read the book, but holy shit. She's fucking psycho. And I don't know if it's new. It feels new. It feels like she's like, it's not Rand who's going crazy, it's Elida. And that made me have some really funny laughs about like, oh, there's this parallel between the Amerlin seat and Rand, and like they're kind of equated in this funny. They're both big pieces on the chessboard that are battling it out, you know.
Well, she has. She kind of plays with little toys. She has little toys.
She does. She's got some
drinks.
Like generals with their, models, basically. I mean, there's a model of. I thought it was funny because they talk about there being basically like a scale model of her palace, with like she's building a palace. That was the first time like, whoa, she's fucking nuts. Like,
yeah, they walk into this dollhouse to look at the dimensions and stuff, and then go and build it. Right. That's their blueprint.
That's their blueprint, since no one can read. I mean, just the fact that she's so caught up in herself. She wants to be the best ace, Amerlin seat to have ever lived, basically. And the way that phrases are repeated throughout this section, where it's her mental state, is also really cool, I thought.
Yeah, like for example,
the ring has been placed in the bull's nose is repeated at least 3 times throughout the text. Showing that she's caught symbolically, that she's caught up in this event. That that is how cathedrals were built. Absolutely. If anyone's never seen like how they use sandbags and strings to build the contours of the tower, it's really fascinating. But
I didn't know they had cameras back then.
Oh no, there's like remakes of it in the.
You gotta see it, right?
Yeah,
the one from the.
If you go to the.
I don't really like colored black and white.
They just have people draw it really, really fast, and then flip.
You should go to, if you ever go to the Familia Sagrada in Barcelona. There's a really cool installation of how cathedrals were built, and there's like a scale model of part of the Familia Sagrada that is built using the strings and pulleys, and inverted
that
street
it's
police.
still
basically.
going under a renovation.
Yeah,
The
it's still.
renovation
It's
is
not.
still going-
No, it's not renovating. It's being constructed.
or constructing. Okay,
It's not renovation. It's being built for the first time.
it's still being built.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
Yeah,
not a
we were
completed
there.
building.
I didn't go. I didn't want to pay a church to enter.
Nolan Garden, when you say cathedral, are you talking about the
should've.
short story by Raymond Carver? Because that's what's on my mind.
Cathedral. Oh, yeah.
Remember that, Dan?
I remember, quote, unconsciously she fingered it.
Oh. That deserves it. That deserves it. That's an easy one.
That is an easy one.
It's like you know when it's unconscious, like something deep's going on.
Well, I mean, you've never done that? Just unconsciously just finger yourself?
No, I've gotten arrested for it. It's a problem.
Well, I mean, I said yourself.
It's like I'm like, wait, I don't even know I'm doing it, and then take me down.
Do you all remember the other repetition that happened in this prologue? It was like 2 sentences. I think it was in Pedron. Oh, maybe it was in Pedron Nial's text. It was like 2 sentences that were opposites of one another, where they were repeated twice, but with the subject-object reversed in the second repeating.
Jesus,
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I mean, I didn't underline it. Well, I may have, but I'm not seeing it.
You didn't underline that, Dan.
Ryan, I underlined
didn't
everything.
notice that.
Everything.
I
Look at
know.
all
The whole book is underlined, Ryan.
I
The whole
know.
book
Just
is
because you
underlined.
like money shot
Yeah,
your
it's
book
like,
doesn't
it's-
mean you knew that nuanced point about those 2 lines, bro.
I
Come
probably
on,
did.
don't cloud chase.
Hopefully I'll find it as we go through. I was not in a place to be underlining when I was reading it this time, but
You were unconsciously fingering yourself. Yeah.
maybe
I know.
not myself. Yeah.
So, Elida thinks everything that Alviarin is telling her is just bullshit.
If I could throw something at you right now, I would.
I know you would. I would be. Oh.
Just
Oh.
go on,
They're
Phil.
like, hey.
Go on, Dan. Sorry.
No, that's okay. She's like, it looks like Elaine and Nynaeve are posing as sisters in Abu Dar. And Elida's like, that's bullshit. Next.
Yeah, no, she denies so many things that are true. She's so super suspicious, granted, of Black Aja. So, I mean, it's not that she's wrong. It's just the way she approaches it. She's so self-involved. At a minimum, she's a narcissist. At a median, she's fucking nuts.
And she's like laughably wrong about everything.
She is.
And it's great how by the time we get to her thinking all these thoughts, and she's like has like, you can almost imagine in her mind's eye, like she's like wringing her hands in a dastardly way, going but like she's just woo, like light. She's nowhere near the correct on so many of her.
Well, let's talk about
So
that then,
off,
because she does want Elaine on the Lion
The
Throne.
Lion Throne. She does, yep.
Which is the same goal that Rand has. Is the same goal
It is.
that Elaine has. So,
But that's not something that she thinks or is denying. That's one of her own plans.
But isn't
We're not
she,
saying that her plans aren't being followed through on. It's just that her sense of reality is just fucked. Like,
is she wanting Elaine on the throne for propriety, or is she wanting Elaine on the throne because she can
So she can control her.
Elaine and
Yes.
have Andor?
they have different rationale, but the same ending goal, but a different reason to get there.
okay. We do have a spiteful drinking obligation. Robert Jordan has this unfortunate tick. I'll just read it. Some Amerlins had become little more than puppets.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, actually, we should have a sad drinking one for those.
Yeah, no, spiteful.
Sorry, well, that was way too happy.
That's it. Yeah, all right. That's a sad drink.
Aw.
Jeez, how
It
dare-
comes up again, Ryan. So keep that one handy.
Okay, just fucking puppet. So weird, just throwing it on the bus, Dan.
I know.
I mean, the wheels on the bus go round and round.
I think Robert Jordan would have liked us.
Ryan, it's under the horse cart.
The wheels on the horse cart go round and round, round and round,
Well,
round and round.
There's no buses in the Wheel of Time you can fling the puppets under. I'm sorry.
I got you.
Tinker wagons.
Yeah,
Elida says, "Oh, that black tower.
Tinker wagon.
Hey, we're sending. You know what? We're gonna send 50 sisters.
Age of Legends bus.
50 sisters.
Yeah.
200 guards. We're wiping out that black tower. Fuck these guys."
Yeah,
I
she's
bet you
convinced
there's
she's
only
like,
like 3 or 4 that can
yeah,
channel.
she's like, there's only like 28. When she had some weird number.
Well, here's what she says. She says, in 10 years, we have found only 6 men with the ability. Just 24 in the last 20 years. And she says, and you know how the land had been scoured. As for tame, blah, blah, blah. But she's like, yeah. And I guess there's some... So, Ryan, this was the point you were trying to make on the last show that we were talking about. Because the Chronicles only show that there were 16 captured. Not 24.
Yep.
And she's like, watch your tongue, mother.
She's like, yeah, hey, yeah, we shouldn't be talking Ixnay on the Uniforte.
Yeah. Hey, are we in a classified skiff? No, so stop talking about it.
She goes full Trump. She's like, bitch, I am power law.
All right, so it did okay. The Trump Elida is so perfect. It's so perfect. It is so perfect.
Elida certainly would declassify things just by thinking about it.
So and Alviarin is a Mitch McConnell.
I think Alviarin is gonna start like bringing her papers like with pictures on it or like with flattering things that say, hey, so it looks like 28% more people like you, Elida. Hey, that's fabulous. Elida has a
So
Go ahead.
So are you saying that these are basically Trump and Pence?
Well, yeah, all right. So Pence is Alviarin.
Yep.
I don't know if Alviarin has a bit of a backbone, though.
That's true.
Who's Savannah? Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Chris Christie.
Okay, so yeah, I was so enthralled with this prologue. I fell in love with it so hard. Again, like just being in Aviarin's mind and Elida's mind back to back like that. It was so skillfully done. Like every little detail in the middle of battle, Aviarin just like thinking about her future. Like everything about them was so fun to read, and like
they're not back to back. Savannah's in between them, but
so you had a prediction about Elida, right? You predicted she was not a Black Aja. Is that correct?
I said that there were a lot of signals that she could be, right? But that I didn't think she was.
Okay, yeah. So, do you feel like that's confirmed?
I think so. I think Alviarin would have let it slip here.
No, Alviarin actually addresses it, I think.
She says no, right?
Way. Yeah.
Right, but she's not.
But she does suspect her of having murdered the last Armerlin, right?
Yeah.
These Armerlins are dying peacefully from natural causes, Ryan. In their sleep.
And she was a red. I mean, that's what that happened in New Spring, right?
Oh shit! Was that a reference to New Spring?
It was, yeah. Oh. I think.
Yeah.
That was when the Reds killed Domerlin. Or the Blacks, one or the other.
This ends with a foretelling.
Yeah, so the foretelling...
Wait, no, I'm sorry, no, I don't mean to be weird about this, but Alviarin is thinking, it goes back to Alviarin, we're skipping forward ahead, but like Alviarin in her POV thinks, like ponders whether Elida was responsible
for it.
Yeah, but so that's different than, Oh my
We thought
God.
it. I thought it was the blacks in New Spring, but it certainly could have been the reds, who wanted to kill the young Dragon Reborn instead of taking him in or protecting him. Right?
I do. Ooh, I do like. Okay, yeah, I do like the new word, auto defenestration.
Well, yeah, like the giraffe in Chi and Andalou.
What?
Exactly.
The Dolly movie where the,
That's exactly
the
right.
giraffe auto defenestrates.
Draft and Maya Angelou.
Brother, that was one of your best yes ands ever.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's see. She has a foretelling. It says, the White Tower will be whole again, except for remnants cast out and scorned, whole and stronger than ever. Randall Thor will face the Emerald Sea and know her anger. The Black Tower will be rent in blood and fire, and sisters will walk its grounds. This I foretell. And then she goes, I need, I got the vapors.
The
Vapors. Bless
So
my
it's
heart.
super easy to interpret this as it not being Elida, right? The White Tower being whole again is when Elida's killed and Egwene takes over. The remnants would be Elida and her people. Rand al'Thor facing the Amerlin seat, i.e. Egwene, and knowing her anger for forcing the Aes Sedai to submit, quote unquote forcing.
That would be her anger.
Yeah, Egwene
Okay.
will definitely be,
Yeah,
I mean, she was already pissed off at Rand, but when she finds out that he forced Aes
Made
Sedai
them
to
yield,
submit
yeah.
and take allegiance to him,
Yeah.
So
She's gonna be super
her
fucking angry.
anger. Does that mean she's just gonna give him a good talking to?
well, I don't think she has much choice but to just be
Just
angry.
give him dirty looks.
What's she gonna fucking do? Is she gonna send 13 Aes Sedai after him? Because he's not gonna do well with that at this point.
Well, I mean, but it's got to be anger enough for her to fucking foresee it, during the vapors.
Ears.
Hey,
I'll box your ears, yeah.
if she's got the vapors, it means something.
Look.
I can't. Oh,
Look,
I'm
the way that
for the dad, hang in there.
the way that Elida, quote unquote, showed her anger was by sending the group to put him under her control. The way Egwene might show her anger is just being like, fuck you, Rand al'Thor, this is what I think. Which he would never get from Elida. Right?
Nice. Okay, yeah.
The Black
So
Tower
knowing-
will. Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
The Black Tower will be rent in blood and fire, and sisters will walk its grounds.
Doesn't say whose blood and whose fire. But we know that Ashaman do not fucking bend over for Aes Sedai. So what
Do
are
you
they
think
going to do?
there's-
Send all 1,200 Ajas so they can each use 13 to submit each one? Like, no. They're going to fucking
They
die.
are sending 50 to the Black Tower now.
Which is only enough to quell 4 of them.
Right now, how gay is the Black Tower? Like how much prison sex is happening in the Black Tower?
Well, they all have their
Okay.
wives there.
Can we have a percent? You're right. Damn that factual point.
No,
I mean,
no,
I'm just saying.
Ryan,
Damn your facts.
I like this. I like this.
I wanted
Go
to
on.
run with it. Yeah. No, I know. Facts kill funny. I keep telling
No,
Josh,
I
facts
know
kill
there's a
funny.
couple. There's a couple, but for the most part, they're in dorms, Ryan. I hear you. Go on.
No, I mean, what percentage? I imagine at least 42%
42.
of 100. 42 of them are.
42 is the answer to the life, universe, and everything.
It is, yeah. Ashaman Ben, yes, exactly.
And you know what? They would all
Yeah.
just grab their ankles. So Elida, at the end, she's like, "All right,
That's good
Oh,
to
the
note, Noah
vapor.
Garden.
piss off, Avian. I need to recover."
Oh, I
And
didn't
then
even
she's
think
like,
about. Yeah.
I'm the queen. I am the most powerful one. I am the one who's going to save the world. And
Okay,
gosh darn it,
here's a
I know,
question.
Yeah.
Can an Aes Sedai have a foretelling that is a lie?
Okay,
With-
so yeah,
With the oath rod, under the oaths.
well, that's a good.
Is it possible?
Well, that I've wondered, like, could her ability to lie to herself somehow, like, be molding the right? Like, is it a combination of her ability?
Does it only stop them from saying lies out loud? And is it a lie if you are ignorant of something and think otherwise?
No, so to your point, Josh, I don't think that the oath rod has anything to do with the foretelling. I think it's much like how men, when she's able to interpret what she sees, she knows it's going to
It's the pattern
happen.
that's being seen. It's not their thought.
Correct, but
Ish.
it's all in how it's interpreted, I suppose. Which you're making
as
the point
for
that
by
her
us,
interpretation is all skewed.
Right. Or we can interpret it differently anyways, at a minimum. I don't know.
And it's interesting because she said the okay, so fuck, man, this is all crazy. So she's having a foretelling, and she says the Amerlin, right, in the third person.
We'll face the Amerlin seat.
Yes, what the fuck? So she's not seeing this as a mental image, or she would have seen herself, or she would have seen a different Amerlin. But she saw the Amerlin seat.
And know her anger.
Well, that's a good question. Is our foretellings in the first person ever? I would argue not. And the Amerlin seat is actually the position as well.
But that seemed like
it's
a downloading
you
of
the president, and it's like, well, did it mean Trump or did it mean the president?
Fuck, man, this is crazy. This is all blowing my mind. How is the foretell work? And the way she just presents it, it seems like it's like a downloading of a message, and then she
cosmic email.
She's just reading the message from her head. But like Guitar Morosa, when she fucking first saw Rand, it was just like baby in the snow, fucking die. Like it seemed like she was seeing it play out like in a very different way. That's
right, but I don't think Katana Moroso was a narcissist.
But no, Ryan. But I hear what you're saying. It did come out different. She says, "I see him, blood on the snow." Like she was going through visualizations, while Elida just like gets into a trance and reads off a memo.
Okay, this is interesting. I do not remember this. Is the implication that like you, because they're Aes Sedai and they're so wizened that they can like kind of interpret shit faster and deal with it better? Like on your first acid trip, you just don't know how to express it, but after 20 times, you're like, yeah, like I talked to the troll, we had a great time.
That was DMT, Ryan, not LSD. But okay.
Dummy.
I fingered the troll.
Hey.
Okay.
Hallucinogenic rookie.
Adalorna Sedai, welcome.
Hi, Adalorna.
Yay.
One last thing, I guess I put a star here that it seems that quote, the minimum penalty in law was to be birched in the Grand Hall before the assembled sisters, followed by at least a year and a day in public penance. This is not the only culture that uses a year and a day for public penance.
Well, I wonder if that came. Yeah, that made me wonder: is it the descendant or a antecedent? Right, like which came first? We know that the Aiel were closely connected to the Aes Sedai, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was first?
Right.
The length of being, under tow and serving as being in servitude, or this year of penance in the Aes Sedai's cookbook.
It doesn't seem like it's much of a coincidence.
No.
But for them, it's at least a year and a day, assuming or suggesting
could be longer.
It could be even longer, yeah.
Right.
Which the Aiel do not practice. In fact, if you extend it on your own, you're fucking with Giotto.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? You're fucking with Giotto. Anything else about Elida before we jump into Savannah?
Out of the fire into the flames.
Yeah, I think so. I think we got most of it. It's just, it was, yeah, again, I agree with you, Ryan. It was really well written and interesting to read, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we should, we have not heard many foretellings. Elida had one when she saw Rand.
This is the third, I believe, in the series, yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that this happened, it should be notable.
No, it's
Yeah,
noteworthy, yeah.
Savannah's hanging out with her maiden. She's got a whole bunch of maidens around her. Quote, everyone stiffened slightly.
All right. Yeah.
Is that a drinking obligation? Okay.
Yeah, it works.
And they're pretty much
How about this one? A slight flicker of her green eyes to the left showed 12 men and 1 woman.
Yeah. Well, okay. Is that the Sasara?
So Savannah pretty much had Desane killed.
Mm-hmm.
This is her.
And we
saying,
saw this. This is where she was like, one couldn't believe there would be so little blood while dismembering someone with the white one power.
Oh, right.
Right. She witnesses it and she's just like, just gets off on it basically. And it's like, oh, I can't believe there's so little blood.
So this is the woman that, this is the woman that was killed. They was used as a pawn to be like, hey, look what the Aes Sedai did. We should all go kill them in revenge. Vengeance. That's our code. That's what the IOs do, man. And this is going down into Dumai's well. So this is like a
Pre-game.
Meanwhile, while Rand is in a box, and she's like, all right, let's go. There's a big boom. Boom. She's like, oh, cool. Big boom. She's like, all right, let's go. Everyone attack.
Yeah.
So we're seeing the attack from their point of view, more or less. And we see that the Aes Sedai attacks start diminishing because we know that Rand is slowly picking them off one by one.
Yep.
There was the boom. There was.
It's cool that she cannot see channeling, and just see this whole.
Right, she's just seeing arrows bounce off something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she see the smoke being like plumed upwards, and then she can see the banner flying.
Seeing the banner was badass.
And again, just like Elida, this is a woman high on whatever.
All right, so
narcissism.
who's crazier?
Well, okay, it wasn't lost on me that the first 3 perspectives are 3 women who are narcissists and or insane. Felt a little. But then we get Pedro and Niall, another total narcissist psychopath.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's just like everyone who's in power in this world is a narcissist. What does that sound
works.
like?
That checks out.
Is that familiar at all?
And it took Morghese to be like dethroned for her to actually realize what kind of influence she was having on the negative influence she was. I mean, she was compulsed, but all right. So this is Savannah. She's like, go, let's go. She
tries to be a general, and it doesn't work out well for her.
And then they're like, nope, we're running away, and she runs away. Alviarin's like thinking, I may have to kill Elida. She's weird.
Okay, we missed one drinking obligation.
Oh, talk to me.
Press harder, she commanded. Harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely it.
Dan, are you like a little upset with yourself when like he catches one and you don't?
No, I love it. No,
Okay.
no, it's like I feel like young grasshopper is almost ready to walk the hitchhike across America and get into like weird fights and stuff. Albion. She gets to her apartment, and there is Masana. Masana's got like her face is all glowy.
Okay, we do have to mention
Yep.
Savannah is really intent on bedding Rand down and making him her husband.
She wants some
And has like a whole vision of a new Aiel code, basically, that is of her command. And it's interesting because she even mentions like cultural traditions outside of her own to take things from. Right? Like following the descendants of the masters, and like, yeah, it's just
she wants
it's
Rand's
noteworthy
baby.
as an insight into the way that like cultural transformation happens, right? At a minimum, I appreciated that part of that. Anyhow,
Well, and she is she's opportunistic, so she has been married to 2 clan chiefs, and she's like, well, but Karn, baby, that's who I want. She shivered as if she had just seen the most beautiful man imaginable in the sweat tent. And then that's when she says, "Press on." But yeah, they run away.
I mean, the end of her vision or her POV is kind of important, and it made me really wonder, like, what is going to happen as a part of this. She says, then she tossed down the spear and felt her belt pouch, where a small cube of intricately carved stone lay. Well that she had hesitated over throwing that away. Nice rhyme. She had another cord for her bow yet. Gathering her skirts to her bare legs, she joined in the chaotic flight. But if all the rest fled in terror, she ran with plans whirling through her head. You know, it would be more... I would be wondering even more if she was running at where Rand is as opposed to away with the rest of them. But, you know, why does she think about having her bow? And what is she going to do with the stone? I just wonder when that's going to pop up. It obviously didn't in the first 2 chapters, but...
That'd be pretty rad if she just, like, used a bow and just launched that little box
into his mitts, and it did whatever it did. Yeah.
And then, like a grenade. Yeah. Oh, right on.
Like a grenade. Yeah, nice.
Albion, Masana. Masana teaches her to make a gateway. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing of this.
Well, there's some interesting stuff about the Black Aja and about her being a leader of it. And the way
Albion has met several of the Forsaken.
Yes.
Yep. Met several of the Forsaken, been taken by them, for whatever reason.
How about
the bit about Masana having inverted her weaves. Well, not that Alviarin understands this, but we can see it, knowing what we know, presumably Masana has inverted her weaves, and that's why, you know, Alviarin's not able to see the channeling that makes her be able to appear. And because it's the one of the few women Forsaken that she's had an interaction with, she hadn't thought of it or didn't know about that secret, which we know that Rand uncovered only because of his interaction with the Forsaken, right?
I mean, this is gnarly. So, Lanfear had come within the tower. Grendel, Belial had snatched Alviarin away in the night while she slept, and then she just woke up back in her bed, which creeped the fuck out of her. But first had been Ismael years before the others, plucking her out of the hidden mass of the Black Aja to place her at its head.
Yep.
Yeah, so she talks about the foretelling. It says, strange that she should be so clear and so erratic at the same time. It was always a rare talent, and most who had spoke it, only poets could understand, usually until it was too late to matter, at least. So, Ryan, kind of to that point as well. She's she's just reading the captions.
Josh, I believe you're being threatened with a box cutter right now in chat. Just
Oh, really?
well, they want to cut his shirt off.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So there's like some sort of collaboration going on.
I'm scared.
I'd be wary.
That's his favorite gray shirt, guys. He's not gonna cut it. Masana, she says, hey, quote, if you would serve me, child, then you must serve and obey me. Not Semiraj or Demodred, not Grendel or anyone else. Only me and the great Lord, of course, but me above all save him. And she's like, fuck yeah, I will. Of course I will. Of course I will. You're right in front of me. Of course I will. She's like, all right, fine. Do you want to make a gateway? Do you promise not to tell? Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna make more drink. I'm listening.
Put on a button shirt. I'm sure. I know what he's doing, Ryan.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Costume. I'm gonna go get a drink while I put on a costume.
That's too far away.
God, what people would have
those
paid
buttons,
to
they
watch
sound like
this.
ice.
All right. Well, hey, we do have a Discord. We are live on Discord, hanging out. Some of us are, but if you want to come hang out with us, I'm looking for the link. Someone post the link to Discord if you can. That'd be great.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
So great.
That's great.
So great. We jumped to Pedro Nile. Pedro Nile is playing Stones.
He's great.
Stones with Morgase. Morgase is like, you silly Billy. I faked you out on the 47th stone, and you bought into it on the 32nd stone. You suck. He's like, yep, you got me. Ah, ha, ha.
Got me good.
You got me. She's like, oh, we'll have dinner and play some stones later, right? And he's like, you got it, baby. In comes Abdul Ornera. Omerna. Abdul Omerna. He's like supposedly the spy master, but it's actually 7, 6, 8, 7 Bauer.
7, 8, 9.
7 Bauer. Quote, all right, guys, drink of sadness again. Quote,
oh,
he was their creation, their puppet.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
You know what? I'm thinking of the theme song to MASH right now in my head. Doon, 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 doon.
You missed the Morgase drinking obligation, Dan.
Right. What is it? Talk to me, baby.
Morgase drew in on herself at the sight of Omerna. So small a motion, most men would not have noticed.
Okay.
I'm giving it to you.
Drew in on herself. Meaning...
I mean, he went from harder to like just the subtleties, such small, like this. We're learning a lot about Josh.
Push harder. She ordered.
Babe.
Let's see. Okay, so we have he gets hold on. So he's fuck. His hands had not trembled since he was a boy facing his first battle more than 70 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. So how old is Pedronile? His first battle was more than 70 years ago. You don't battle when you're
86.
86.
92.
92.
Yeah. And he's
So his
thinking
first
about boning
battle was when he was
Morghese.
22. Wow. So 21. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. The average age in Vietnam was 19.
All right, everyone. A poll is live. I'm asking if you want Josh to change his shirt, yes or no. Join in the poll.
So all right.
If we need hashtag slut Josh tonight, really?
100 and
There are like
86 sounds right to him. All right, so 86. In his early 80s, early to mid 80s.
Early to mid 80s, yeah.
He fought when he was like 14. He was like Teddy Roosevelt.
Didn't it say as a child? Didn't the sentence literally say as a child?
He said since he was a boy facing his first battle. But
Boy,
I mean, if you're 86,
so.
Hey man, I consider my 22-year-old self a boy. I mean now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I'm 86, I'm gonna consider this puppet phase a boy. I don't know. Who knows? He's like, well, that's cool. Amarna's there and stabs him. He's like, hey.
what did you do? Oh,
I'll wet you. I'll wet you. Wet you.
You want to break the line? You want to be a scab? I'll wet you.
So he's in the middle of just telling him news. He's like, oh yeah, so it seems like the Horn of Valyr was found in Kandor. And Pedronile's like, you suck. That's not true. And he's like, oh yeah? Stab. And he's like, yeah, bitch. Stab. He's like, it had to be done. Quote, it had to be done. It had to be. You let the witches sit there in the Saladar unhindered. And then he just pushed Niall down. Niall falls.
Dan, do you think he did the classic, like, oh, what's that? Stab.
He's like, whoa, hey.
Oh, did you see that? Stab.
Hey, is that Superman? Where? Stab.
Okay, what about this one? The man supporting him, the pair of them eye to eye.
Yep.
All right, yeah. It is Pride Month.
It is?
Yeah. The official Way to Leave motto is be as gay as you want to be.
Be as gay as you want to be.
Yeah.
Man.
Gay it up.
Hit a pride, even if you don't feel like being gay, go to a pride celebration. Go absorb the joy and love, man. Shit.
Yes. And the chaps.
The Discord meme that Quesadai found was...
Yeah. Yes.
It was...
C'est magnifique.
Chef's
It was a
kiss.
chef kiss. Amon. The Jamaican Balda. Amon Balda. He comes in. He's like, traitor.
Oh, hang on. What was this? What was in this fucking message?
Okay, yeah. Well, let's ponder.
Yeah,
it's something to do with Tanchico, correct?
Yes, it seems like it.
Go on.
I don't have anything more than that. I don't know.
Well, what we know is that this was what he was waiting for. This was the message of all messages. The timing could not have been worse to get stabbed.
The writing was not No, it was. The writing was not that of Varadine, but of Pfizer, sent to Terabon for a different purpose. Vidar confirmed the worst of Valadin's reports, basically. So, Valadin was saying something about the dragon spawn, right? Or the dragon spawn. Dragon swarm.
Well,
Brad's been busy.
It says, quote, Althor was a rabid beast, a destroyer who must be stopped. But now a second mad animal had appeared, one that might be even more dangerous than the Tarvalon witches and their tame false dragon. But
right.
How under the light could he fight both?
So Terabon is nearby where the Black Tower is, right?
Terabon is near the Black Tower?
Isn't it? It's not by Tanchico. It's by Terabon, right?
I thought it was by
Kyrian?
I thought it was near Kyrian.
Okay.
You would go to Kyrian, that's where the farm was. No, I think it's near
the
Kyrian.
The farm is Kyrian? Okay, so let's see.
Yeah, I think so. Ryan.
I'm watching to see if chat's gonna answer for me. They're smarter than me. Collectively,
I'm pretty sure, I think it's in Kyrian.
And Terabon is
Ryan. I went to the mall. I went to Orange Julius and got a Terabon.
It was good.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? You think that it's gonna be kind of stale, but I don't. Yeah, it tasted fresh. It was sitting there, but it was still fresh. But Orange Julius is the best. You whip any drink, you throw any drink in a whipper. Aerate that bitch. It's gonna taste better.
I will just cut off my left toe for a mango lassi.
A mango lassi.
A mango lassi. Oh hell yeah!
You like salty or sweet, Ryan?
I like the mixture.
Like the furthest left.
I'll do a banana latte. I'll do a banana lassi. No, I like sweet lassies.
I'd like to see what left toe you're talking about. If you said I'd cut off my left leg, you have a left leg.
You're right.
But
no, I have
compared to your right pinky, all the toes are left.
I'm saying my leftist of toes.
Okay, you're leftist. Okay.
Yeah. Not my most liberal, my leftist.
You're leftist.
The 80% of the 2%.
On my nuts.
Ryan, occupy your feet.
No, yes. I got legs today.
Hey, wow.
I know, right?
All right, so now we get to our second narcissistic man.
Who,
Valda. Eamon Valda.
So, Aemon. He's like, treason, stab.
Treason,
and then we get Valda point of view. Asawana is part of the questioners, and he's talking. He's like, "Well, Valda, I guess you're in charge now, huh?" And he's like, "You're goddamn, say my name. You're goddamn right."
He's just basically no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm gonna take this story and ratchet it up.
But Asawana's like, "Yep, you did kill the assassin.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes you king." That's the way it goes. And that's it. Anything about this besides the fact that that our dear, sweet 86-year-old man got wedded?
Well, it did make me wonder about the previous director of security or whatever. Doesn't he come in during this? When does that happen? Does it happen during Valda's point of view?
Yeah, that was the guy who killed him.
No. His real director of security, not the fake one.
Oh no, that came during Valda's POV. A sad day, Master Balwer. The traitor Omerna has slain our Lord Captain Commander. The light illuminated his soul. Lord Captain Valda entered too late to save him, but he did slay Omerna in the full depth of his sin.
Oh, Balwar, right. Yep.
7.
Dry washing his hands.
Yeah, he was the OG dry cleaner.
So I wonder what will happen with him. Right. Well, he's the one in control of the eyes and ears of the white cloaks, basically, right? So it's like Valda will not really have all the information that Niall had. And it seems like Balwer is not not likely to open up to him.
Well, and Omerna was the second kind of spy master. He's dead.
He's dead too. Yep.
What do you think is in store for Morghese? I mean, she's not having dinner with
no
with Pedro Niall tonight.
I think she's about to become used. I mean, not that she wasn't being used by Niall, but she's about to become more actively used as a pawn, or at least as a chess piece.
Okay. Do you
Is
think
she in
her
more
life is in danger?
I was just gonna ask.
More or less in danger? More in danger.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, guys, I gotta address this right now. We have a watcher, viewer whose name is a drinking obligation. What do we do about this?
Oh no! Every time you pop them up, we got to drink.
This is
Oh,
not.
man.
This
And
is
I like
not
that.
good.
I like that. Is that Rand with the pewter? With the pewter
With
mug.
a pewter mug.
That's like Rand, it mixed with the Joker, and some sort of AI. That's a
cool
nuts. That's nuts. All right. Well,
We jump to a Gawain.
His name.
great.
Gawain, one of my favorite characters of all time. I like this kid. He is ruined the day that he did not kill Althor. He's like, fuck. I promised Egwin that I wouldn't kill him. God damn it, this promise. But he's like, what? I didn't promise I would help him, so...
Seriously, that's like, I have my fingers crossed behind my back.
A woman is galloping on a horse towards them. Horse takes a freaking spear or an arrow. Some Aiel come running down the hill. He's like, well, all right, let's fucking kill them.
To the rescue!
Kill them. There's a they get in a fight with 100 or so Aiel. He had brought 581 younglings with him, and he had fewer than 200 with him now. He fights hand-to-hand combat with an Aiel.
3 of them, actually.
3 of them, and then one badass one.
Right.
Yeah, the boss.
The boss.
Then he has the boss battle.
But a horse nudges the boss, and Gawain's like, "Ha ha! Stab!" I think he said it.
Touché!
And the woman's gone. They're like, okay, what? Who is that woman? Do we know who this woman is? I'm asking honestly. I don't know.
Which woman?
The woman who, so her horse gets arrowed. There's Shido coming down, or at least Aiel. He fights them. He fights 100 more, and then he goes over to the horse, and the woman's gone.
I don't think we know, but I think we can tell from chapter 1 where where Luce Theron is kind of pissed off about not having captured Galena. I think it's pretty safe to assume it's Galena, I thought. But I could be totally wrong.
Oh, okay. Right on.
I read it as Galena. That was my intuition about it, but...
Interesting. Okay.
She's wearing
What did
black.
I miss in this prologue that we wanted to talk about?
I think we got most of it. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
We have 2 chapters. We'll go ahead and just like kind of combine them because they're both parent chapters and they're both pretty much sequential. First
How
one is
badass
called-
would it have been if that rider though was leaning?
The what?
The rider, the mysterious rider. Do we have? I wondered if Chad has. People might actually know the answer to that. I just thought it'd be funny if it was Lenny.
It's Lenny.
It's Lenny. Let's just put it down as Lenny.
The chapter 1, Hi Chasseline, maybe.
Chasseline.
And it starts with the iconic, the wonderful, actually. The wheel of time turns and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. In one age called the third age by some, an age yet to come, an age long past. A wind rose in the great forest called Brarnwood. This wind hits Perrin. It's coming from the southeast. I think this is so. This explains it all. This is the these are the Santa Ana winds.
Everyone's allergies would get worse.
Santa Ana winds. They're bringing all that hot wind from the desert. It's like way hotter. It's like that makes sense.
To only a very, very small geographical location does that make sense, Dan? Just so you know. Just so you know.
Chasseline is a party night.
Well,
everyone dances all day and night and think about good things.
It's a great name, though.
But Perrin's looking around and he does not have good things really to look around and see. They are, there's all kinds of death all around him. There's these are the repercussions right after like the next day. This is day 1 after Dumai's was. Go ahead, Josh.
What's the name of that sandstorm in China that happens every year? That it's called like the yellow wind or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? Blows across.
Haboobs? Isn't that the term for haboob? For that happens in like
are we
Ryan, I swear to God,
don't
look
be
it up.
racist.
Guys, if I think it's called haboob, which is a sandstorm that happens in like Phoenix and shit. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Well, no, this is something. It's like there's a certain once a year there's a big sandstorm that blows across the South China Sea and like hits all of Malaysia and other like parts of Western or Eastern India as well. And it happens every year. It's kind of like a
Haboob, could it be a violent and oppressive wind blowing in summer, especially in Sudan, bringing sand from the desert?
No, it's a once a year wind in China, Dan.
Blowing. It's a haboob. It's the nothing, right? It looks like a sand nothing, where he's like, I have such big, strong hands. Like it's never-ending story. Nothing.
Bro,
it's a
yellow
haboob.
dust. It's called yellow dust or yellow sand or the yellow wind.
All right, let me see.
Yeah. If you look up Asian dust on Wikipedia, it'll pop up. But
Asian dust.
That's straight to the black web. Straight to the black web. I mean,
Asian dust pan. All right, let's see.
Black web.
Jeez, also, yellow dust.
I know nothing. All right, seriously, look at. Why isn't it? No one's told me this, but my eyebrows are not symmetrical.
Oh no!
And I cannot stop looking at them. I look.
I'm gonna ask: is yellow dust?
I look less intelligent than I am. I'm all, huh? Damn it! God damn it! Are you doing a new poll?
Sand and dust storms, also known as Sirocco, Haboob, yellow dust, white storms, and the Harmattan, are a natural phenomena linked to land and water management and climate change. So, what qualifies as a haboob? Yeah, no, it's a dust thunderstorm. No, is yellow dust?
It might be a yellow Asian haboob.
It's the same thing.
You might, Dan,
is a dust storm the same as a haboob?
I am. Good. Oh, you're now okay.
Other word
This
for
is the.
dust storm
Hey,
is haboob,
hey, I'm gonna end the poll in about 30
which is
seconds.
Arabic for the word blown.
Right now, it's a close neck and neck.
I don't know
Neck
when we're
and neck.
talking haboobs.
Ending
Yeah,
the poll soon. If you want to see
But
more
yeah,
than
it's the Santa Ana wins.
if you want to see more than Josh's neck,
There's
Hey, look,
all kinds
I
of
didn't
naked-
agree to following through on the outcome of this poll.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
You're just gonna peer pressure me into
It's
taking my
implied
shirt off.
consent. You should have read the details of your.
Oh, it's the
yeah.
contract again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that damn contract.
Quote.
This
He
is the
jerked
green
himself.
room of.
Josh, he jerked himself.
Jerked
Did he?
himself erect.
Did he?
No, he just jerked himself.
All right. Well, hey, with a whopping 15 votes, we have 53% say yes. Josh needs to change his shirt.
Oh gosh.
We need more options, Josh.
Oshkosh bagosh, Josh.
Josh, go
Which
put
is-
on like a cool vest, like a sexy vest.
I just removed him.
All right, Josh. We'll see.
The people have spoken.
We'll talk amongst ourselves while you change.
We're really good at that.
I'll need another drink here in a minute, I'm sure.
Cool shirt, bro. Go change.
See, no, he's a pro. He's a pro. He's going to make him work for it. He's a pro. Come on, Josh.
All right.
Make him pay.
There's all these naked Gaishan running around because they can't wear because they didn't bring enough uniforms for like
Everybody's got boners.
so everyone's
basically.
just running around naked.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Aram's like, fuck these people. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Let's see. The Aes Sedai. Oh, I think Ryan's doing a quick change. The Aes Sedai are all sitting in a circle. I guess they're like camp time.
Camp time.
I don't know. So he. Let me see what goes on in this. So there's the camp itself is pretty fucking volatile.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tenuous elite alliance at best, but the Kyrian and the Aiel hate each other. The Mayan are like, fuck it, I'll hate too. Who cares? The Two Rivers will be like, yeah, I'm game too. I'll fucking jump in there, shit. He's sensing all this shit. He's like, yeah, this is not good. I'm just a stupid blacksmith, but obviously this isn't good. And I mean, as I think Aram points out, he's like, hey, they didn't swear an allegiance to you, bro.
Yeah.
No one swore an allegiance to you. Who are you to tell people what to do, right? And it says the Kyrian grimly fingered their swords. End quote.
Sure.
Okay. Slanja. But this is pretty much just Perrin just sensing the volatile nature. Hey, Ryan, nice shirt.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
picking up on all of it. Yep.
What's it? Loyal is the voice of reason. He's like, quote, it is wrong holding Aes Sedai against their will, wrong and wrong-headed too. I've said that before and I will again, and that isn't even the worst. This feels here. One spark in this place will erupt like a wagon load of fireworks. Does Rand know about this? He's like, nah, I don't think so. Rand's down in the frickin' blood area.
Yeah.
And Perrin decides he's going to go down there and try to talk to him. We jump to chapter 2. Oh, go
There
ahead.
is a drinking obligation here.
Please.
Very pretty and very naked. Clearing his throat roughly, he pulled.
Okay.
That might be the best one you've ever had. I love out of context stuff, Ryan, and that's the best.
Roughly, he pulled.
Roughly, he pulled.
And we jump to chapter 2. And if there's stuff in chapter 1 you still want to touch on, that's fine. But this is Perrin just noticing the casualties. And he kind of has a list here. It says that there was 19 fresh graves of Two Rivers men who would never see home again. There were near 100 Myers. Hey, Doc, I got a problem with my eaters. Near 100 Myers and more Kyrian who had come to Dumai's wells to die. 1,000 Aiel buried standing upright to face each sunrise. 1,000, some were maidens. And he's taking the responsibility for it. There's a cool little song that the Aiel sing. Life is a dream, and Ryan,
life is but a dream.
The only from above. Life but a dream, sweetheart. It says, quote, life is a dream that knows no shade. Life is a dream of pain and whoa, I'm sorry. Yeah, my eyes don't work. A dream from which we pray to wake, a dream from which we wake and go. Who would sleep when the new dawn waits? Who would sleep when the sweet wind blows? The dream must end when the new day comes, this dream from which we wake and go. Kind of a cool mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, death is our destiny. It is the ultimate thing that has been passed down from every generation we've ever had. It's the ultimate heirloom. So, I mean, whatever happens, happens. But yeah, to consider it a dream, and we all got to wake. And the Aiel had shitty lives, man. So why wouldn't you want a good afterlife?
Right.
I mean, the threefold land is not cool. Anyways. They walk down to where all the blood is and stuff. Because even though there are all these graves... Yeah, come on, Josh.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, Josh.
Jesus.
Josh, come on.
Peer pressure.
You are a part of the way. I'll do it. I'll change.
Oh.
Big
risk.
While they buried all their friends, they did not bury the Shida. They're like, there's just too many, and fuck them anyways, right? Right? Fuck the Shida. So their corpses are being devoured by vultures and ravens and all kinds of black things there. Just flies, I imagine. Rand is down there in the muck looking at the corpses. We find out later that he is looking for maidens. He has a list. The parent actually sat down and listened to the entire list. 151 women that died on Rand's behalf.
Like I couldn't even remember the states.
I can't. Right.
Like that's pretty incredible. Just as a feat. Well, also, these people's brains are not scrambled by screens, sugar cereal.
Yeah, I blame the Fruit Loops, Ryan.
Lead and paint. Like they could probably remember shit more than we could just by rote. You know, like. But like, fuck, man, 151.
151. That's a lot of names.
And their sept.
The doctor says, "Are you on any medication?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "What's it called?" I'm like,
Yeah.
It begins with is P or Z?
Schweizer.
Rand
So
is intense.
Perrin is still dealing. The Aes Sedai are like, "What's he doing?" He's like, "Well, none of your beeswax." But he knows what's going on. He's like, "Yeah, he's counting. He's looking for women. He's kind of he has that thing." But he's like, "That's Rand. That's for Rand to tell." Perrin's a good wingman. I like Perrin.
Oh yeah. He's just like he'll just like sit next to you, curl up in a ball.
So he sits and hears all 151 names. I would have got bored.
Oh yeah. You would have started like, so you pick up a stick, start.
I would have made jokes. I would have been like, "Hey Rand, how do you spell that name?" Yeah, I'm dumb. Quote: "Her full mouth tightened momentarily."
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay, all right. Clearly, we need to have different levels of a drink. There's
Ryan, her full mouth tightened momentarily.
Full of what?
It was full. It had something in it.
It was a full mouth. Yeah.
She biting down?
Ryan, the funniest jokes are ones you explain right after.
Like a good Seinfeld episode.
All right, quote: "Give an Aes Sedai a finger."
That's pretty good too. Sure.
Just one.
I really thought we were seeing Joss Navel by around this time. All right,
Probably
quote:
would be.
"You're always so hasty with your tongue."
All right, yeah, that works too.
Or just hasty with your tongue. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Just the best.
Out of context, fun. So there is you can hear us still, Josh, correct?
I can. I'm here.
All right. So there is this interesting explanation. Perrin was a little pissed that the Aes Sedai. He was like, "You stay in the car. I'm going and getting the snacks."
They're like, we had to put ourselves into danger in order to use our power, basically, right?
Right. They're like, we couldn't do shit unless we were endangered.
Right.
So I wonder, like, how that works. Are they trying to do stuff like from 100 yards out? They're like, "All right, throw a fireball." No. All right, 80 yards. Throw a fire. A lightning bolt just went over my head. Now I'm in danger, and it works. I wonder what like that level is where, but I guess it's maybe if you are just scared enough that you think that you may die, then you can do it. I'm not sure.
And does it work the same way as the "thou shalt not lie" mandate? Or is it just like they just, even if they tried, it would just be like they would go kame ho and they try and throw the fireball, and if they weren't in danger, nothing would. Is it like nothing would happen?
Kame ho.
I don't like, or if they tried to throw a fireball at an innocent person, would the fireball like come out and then like go like dissipate right before it would impact? I don't understand how that works. Or is it just kind of like is it kind of like a creed that's so embedded that everyone follows it innately?
My guess is it's like a creed. Yeah, that's kind of how I interpret it anyways. But I mean, how does the not lying thing work? Like, do they get sick? It seemed like from New Spring that they literally just can't physically
say
lie,
the words.
right? So they probably can't do a weapon weave unless their life is in danger. Now, if we looked back, starting in book 1, would we see that,
oh yeah.
The love boat. Look at those pockets.
I'm going to. I've pretty much exhausted all my drink obligations, so I need to make some up. I need to find some. Yeah, I don't think I have any more.
Yeah. So yeah, when they try to tell a lie, they literally cannot.
Right.
Which I think is weird. Is it just kind of like they're like if I'm like, oh, my shirt is
it's like you can't say that your shirt is red if you are aware that that's fake, I think. And just like weapons, I think that, so it'd be like firing a gun that has no, it's like
no
click,
bullets in it.
click, click, but then suddenly you're in danger and then
okay. And now, if you're doing like main and hand talk and you're an Aes Sedai, would you just not be able to do the gestures for the lie? Would your hands be like? You ever think about that?
Sure.
I wonder just how literal it is. It's like, hey, Katarina, how you doing? I have a headache. Like, can you just do bullshit like, oh, I'm fine, how are you?
Right.
Yeah, because no one's ever fine ever in their lives. Never once when you ask someone how they're doing, they say they're fine. Are they fine? Yes. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Give it an hour that you would fucking know the truth.
That dress looks on you. I'm not good at Aes Sedai lies. That dress looks on you. All right, so Rand. So Perrin doesn't have to go down to the thing, but even when they were like kind of going off, Aram was like grinning at all the shit.
Right.
Aram is psychotic. He's like, look at all this shit.
Yeah, he became a junkyard dog, basically.
Right.
Beautiful.
He's just a dog on a leash.
Rand comes up. Everyone surrounds him. They're like, "What do we do with the Aes Sedai?" Well, the wise ones were like, "We'll take him." The Tame's like, "We'll take him." Rand's like, "Stop, Aes Sedai, you'll take him."
No, wise ones.
Wise one. Well, the Aes Sedai.
Yeah. So are the wise ones
right.
going to channel to keep them from being able to like? Are the
It hurt
wise
me more
ones
than it hurt you.
now expected to be shielding them?
That's what it. So that's a good question. It seems like that's the solution Tame had, was like, yeah, take him to the farm. We'll just fucking do that. I don't know if the wise ones are going to like. So here's the deal. I mean, so the wise ones.
Rand can't quash 26 Aes Sedai who, like, how can he be cool with them not being shielded when they can just channel?
Well, some they've all sworn fealty.
Even the ones that were not from Saladar?
I would assume so.
I thought they were prisoners, not that they had sworn fealty.
Yeah, I guess
I thought only the ones from Saladar had sworn fealty.
Okay, but all right.
That was
so
how I read it.
Let's take the scenario that Rand like says. All right, you Aes Sedai, you're with the wise ones. Here's a gateway. Boom, you're in the middle of the waste.
Mm-hmm.
And you listen to the wise ones, or they'll just tell you to fuck off into the desert, and you'll probably die.
Right.
So, I mean, if that's the scenario, then the circumstances themselves may just warrant their.
But he does he make a gateway to? He doesn't send them though to the waste, does he?
No.
No, he takes them to fucking Karhine.
Theoretically.
Karhine. Right, but that's not what he. Yeah, but theoretically is not. These are the women who 13 of them just captured him. How could he possibly be comfortable with them not being shielded? I don't fucking understand. It makes no sense.
I am unsure about the.
Yeah, these are good questions. Yeah, because if they're Black Aja, they could just be lying about their fealty, right?
Well, I don't think that the ones who are prisoners swore fealty.
Are we assuming they're not being shielded?
I mean, the Ashaman are shielding them until Rand is like, "You guys can go." I mean, I don't know. Somebody talk me down off this cliff because I don't fucking understand.
No, I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm not entirely sure that
I want you to just jump.
correct.
I'm like jump.
Well, yeah, I don't understand. I mean, my jumping off is saying I don't get it. I don't get it.
Chris Cross, jump.
Danny Mac will make you.
Jump.
Chris Cross will make you.
One of them died.
Chris or Cross?
One of them, yeah. And then everyone, true story, everyone at the funeral where
So the song is now just jump.
Yeah.
Chris Cross. Oh, sorry.
Chris will make you jump. Now everyone at the funeral wore their clothes backwards. Ryan
just got it. Hang on.
Ryan,
we
no
gotta give him a
shit.
second to
Everyone
catch
at the funeral wore their clothes backwards in tribute.
Overalls backwards.
Do you remember they wore their clothes backwards? And
Yes.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
So who is it? The Mac Daddy or the Daddy Mac?
I heard what. Yeah. Oh, I'm reading on Wikipedia now. He died putting his pants on backwards. Yeah. Shit.
Did
Yeah.
he had to take a dump. What?
Jesus. You figure someone time out. Jesus.
His grave is now a lump.
I mean, I get what people are saying here. Like, yeah, maybe Rand assumes that Aiel will keep them in check. Knelt or be knelt, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
His heart stopped doing thump.
Jesus.
I know.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Jesus, Dan. You know, I'm gonna change
JD.
So we Rand comes up. Everyone's talking. He's like, nope. The Aiel's gonna take care of these Aes Sedai. Tame. Fuck off. Please fuck off. You're not prison guards. You guys keep recruiting. Make sure no one's getting too smart. And you know what? Yeah, I said I would take 4 dedicated and 4 soldiers, and you're right. I should take an Ashaman. I'll take him.
And there are 7 other Ashaman as well, right?
Well, there were. It says that there was.
I believe he sent 7, and then he picks 1 more.
It says, think, you have chosen 4 dedicated and 4 soldiers.
Oh, 8.
You should have Ashaman.
So 9 total.
So there were 9 total, correct.
But isn't there like 20-something Aes Sedai prisoners? 3 of whom are stilled?
Still, yeah.
Right. I think there was...
Yes, see, exactly. It was only that the first 9... Well, it doesn't say that the other 26 didn't. But we never hear about it. So it's an unknown. Right? This is at the end of Lord of Chaos.
So he picks a dude named Dashiva to hang out with him. Dashiva seems kind of like a stoner. Dashiva's just staring up clouds. He's like, that one's fucking rad.
All right, so did he pick this guy to prove a point? Like, what's going on with him picking this?
Is this Tavern? Yeah.
Wait, is what Severin?
Him picking this to like he just like it seemed like he just flippantly.
Oh
like,
yeah. I think so. I think so. Yeah. It seemed like a Severin thing. I love
one
how
Rand cut in, and I will choose. Tame smiled, spreading his hands in acquiesce, but the scent of frustration nearly overwhelmed anger. Again, Rand pointed without looking. Him. This time he seemed surprised to find he was pointing directly at a man in his middle years.
yeah. Either that or that man also made Rand his warder.
Nice. Because he pointed to Alana the same way. He's just
did.
like, it's like
The same exact
have
phrasing. Yeah, the same phrasing.
That's awesome.
She'll right there. She'll
Yeah. No, a little to the right. A little to the right.
right there.
Okay.
Right there. I knew it. And
No, Dan.
I'll
Dan.
I'll take him.
When
You're
Stan-
right.
yeah.
This reminds me when we used to play pool and trying to get the 8-ball at the end. A lot of times, like we would line it up, and then I would just go Ryan and
You
look
like-
right at Ryan while hitting. And I normally missed, but sometimes I'd make it.
And it felt so badass.
I would do it sometimes while putting too. It's like 5, 6 feet. I'm all-
Yes, you're right. You look me
Right.
straight in the face. Yep. So great.
I think Rand was doing the same thing.
And I hated you every time. I hate you every time you do it.
Boom. Alana, heal me.
All right, is this a drinking obligation?
Probably.
Yes.
Scratching his beard, Perrin met Ruark's eyes. The clan chief smiled.
Yes.
I like where your mind goes.
Yes. Like so.
Boom, dun, dun, dun. In morning garden time I see.
Dan, that song's not.
That's
That's a trigger warning song. We can't sing that one.
Oh, you're oh dang it!
Oh.
I was just talking about the sad melody.
I do love how Perrin's ability factors into our perceptions in these chapters.
Mm-hmm.
I love Perrin. I love reading his POVs. I know that's a contentious statement in this
No, I
show,
love
but
wait, at who?
Yeah.
at Bella.
Oh, I couldn't read it.
All right, do it, Ryan.
Bella, 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 Bella.
We had the remix going.
This is the way.
Bella, 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 Bella.
Be sure to smash our like button and subscribe to our channel.
Thank you, bully kid. So Tame and his boys fuck off. Dashiva hangs out with the other 8 boys. Min is adoringly looking. Min is the best right now. Rand's like walking across, telling jokes to her while just keeping like the bloody ground. She's like, "Oh, you're so funny."
Yeah.
Later, quote,
He's like, "Oh,
this
there's-
is a drinking obligation itself."
Hey,
Min
Dan.
sat on
and
the
what-
ground at his feet with her legs tucked under, smiling up at him.
Oh yeah, I'd pay for that.
You know, yeah.
No, yeah. When they're walking through that field of death, like I think one of the lines was like, "I almost slipped on those guts back there." Oh man, isn't that funny, man? Oh,
I think
watch
he
out
was
for the
walking
brains, man.
He was walking around. He's like, "Look at that well-turned calf."
They're like,
Not touch anything.
It's true what they say about IEO men.
Do you think Min was just looking at all their dead dicks.
That's
Oh,
just
no.
what I said. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's
Maybe.
like, oh, she's just like, oh, looking for that Rasputin among them.
Although I gotta say, that might be one of the few places Min feels at rest because she's not seeing any visions.
Oh God.
All those dead dicks are dead.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Maybe she's
Think
just
about
comfortable
that.
because she can look
Yeah.
at bodies without humans without seeing something for once.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the most morbid thing you guys have ever come up with. I love it.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself.
She
Thank you.
enjoys looking at death because at least there's no visions. Ugh, gross. So gross.
Or what? Is she just so madly in love with Rand she's just not seeing all the dead bodies? Is she
That's
just
another
like,
possibility.
They were
Yeah.
making
she's
jokes
like,
and stuff.
follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road.
I ran like she kind of stumbled and Rand said, "Can I give you a hand?" and bent down and grabbed one. And she was like, "Oh, you're funny."
Okay.
He's like, "I know, right?" And he just threw the hand away.
All right, this
It's
is
in there.
hilarious. Damn, this is hilarious. Thanks.
No, it's a good point. I mean,
That's
even
a
if
good
it's
point.
I feel
disconnected
just
from-
a little less dirty now that you've colluded with us.
Thank you, Arthur. All right. So this pretty much ends with him saying, "All right, we're gonna go back to Kyran. Hey, Min, you see any visions?" She's like, "Yeah, tons. This is what I do. I see them a lot, but nothing. Nothing of note." But Perrin's like, "What? What you're talking about? What? You're talking about the shit? You're talking about?" Yes. If they're twisted in the right way, I think.
Sure.
So we learn Min
Okay, hang on.
Oh, go ahead.
Drinking obligation. Maybe.
Of course it is.
They are sweating. You can be sure some Carhinian is thinking about doing something.
Jesus. Wow.
You're gonna make me spit out my drink, Dan.
Just
That one's
just-
gonna be funny, man.
You're like the fucking master at this.
Oh man.
Jesus.
Oh,
It's like a
man.
savantism. Just
You guys broke me.
that's what I was saying 3 shows ago. I was like, damn, we fucking ruined John.
We
Yeah,
ruined Josh.
Ryan did say, "I think we ruined Josh."
That's so funny.
So Min gives a little background. I guess this is kind of note. She started when she was 12. She was like, "Hey, look at that shit.
Did
Hey,
she?
look at that shit. Hey, that man's gonna marry that girl." And it turns out he was married. It was a big scandal. Woman brought a mob to her aunt's house. They thought she may have been a dark friend. She thought he may have been using potions of the one power, which of course is all well and good in this, primitive society that has potions and one power and
Right.
all that shit. I mean,
All that shit.
It makes sense that they would think, "Hey, man, this is creepy as shit. You little weirdo kid."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to hide it. I told everyone." So everyone here fucking knows. She says she's quote, "I am sort of a wise one by courtesy."
Like courtesy.
And Nandera says, Some can do things others can't." And Min touches her knee
Drink.
in a loving. Min laughed again and reached out to touch the maiden's knee.
Dan, are you going to WatCon?
Yeah,
We are.
It's close by you, right?
yeah, it's about 4.5 hour drive or so.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost a home game for me.
Yeah. Case Slice and I, are we going to fly in and fly out?
That
Josh,
yeah.
are you
Fly
going?
in and fly
That
out.
makes me sad, Ryan. No,
Then
I'm
I'm
not planning
fine.
on going.
Well, you can start.
I'm gonna
Don't
be-
you have a place to stay?
I'm going to
Stay
be
with
in
me.
California during WatCon, so it's not possible.
Because I
Hopefully, our planes will fly by each other and we can get
I
high
think I
five.
may even.
But Ryan,
have,
I do
like,
want to
an
come
empty
see you
bed.
when I'm there.
Not that you would need it, wink, but
Wink.
I think I have another queen bed. Just in case Josh flies in on the
Just in case.
and then flies out. We learned the term. Josh, pronounce this.
What page? What page?
Apostrophe Hael.
Oh, Mihail.
Mihail.
What do you say? What's your headcanon?
No,
Mihail?
I say.
I mean, it's still a little close to the
Mihail?
German sea Kyle, but
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, I say Mhail. I guess I do.
Mihail.
Mihail,
Mihail.
but
because
I like Kyle.
I wouldn't want to say that in public, you know.
And
so-
well,
Mihail.
I mean, why
Sure.
wouldn't he? But so is. Let's connect that though.
It's Mazrim Tame.
Is Mazrim Tame becoming Hitler?
Right.
All right, we will definitely be beheaded. we come quathing head.
I mean, yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about, Head. I mean, when we do a live show, we look just like we normally do. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I mean, if you want to see a show that has the Wheel of Time or the Way of the Leaf here, then yeah, we're gonna look like our
Oh,
puppets.
I thought she was talking. No, yeah, on my OnlyFans channel, there's definitely tons of puppet head going on. Trust me.
Nice.
Oh no!
So-
Yeah.
Ryan, you
So-
should be ashamed.
No,
Shame.
I am
Hey,
taking.
no
I'm
kink
proud of my
shaming,
body.
Dan.
I'm proud of my body.
Ryan, a picture of you on Village Mattresses bed naked with the puppet head on would
Uh-huh.
either ruin me or be like one of the most exciting things I've ever seen.
Yes. With the only on the Village Mattress.
Speaking of
though.
which, we have a Patreon.
Patreon.com. Way the Leaf, yes. You get stuff. There's levels. It's fun. But mainly it's just super nice and it helps us out a lot. It helps us get to the cons so we can hang out and drink beers with you guys. It's going to be great.
Hang out and drink beers. That's guys, that's what we're doing, right? I mean, it's like we're all frat boys. And speaking of which, that's thank you, Matt Stagger. Your kindness is certainly it's one of the blessings that I count. And when I count my blessings, I count you twice, buddy.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know if Josh can actually physically attend a con again, or else he'll leave with every shirt looking like Hulk Hogan at the end of a wrestling match.
I think so, Ryan.
Yeah.
It was kind of like it was a little like being with the Beatles,
That's right. yeah.
walking around with Josh. At one time, we had to run around the corner because there was a mob of people there, like screaming. It was so awesome.
Josh's
Dan,
beanie
you're
almost
lying.
fell off of his head, but he caught it just in time.
See, that's the cool thing about being a puppet is that, like, I can hide real quick. I can jump into I can
Just
I
jump
can
into
throw
a bag.
myself into a bush. But Josh is it's flesh.
Remember the
Yeah,
last
okay,
time we
well,
were running from the cops? You jumped into a baby carriage.
I remember that, yeah. And then it started rolling into the highway, and the woman's like, "My baby!"
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh ran into the highway and saved us. He didn't know that it was just me. He thought it was a real baby. He ran in.
Wait, so yeah, what happened to baby when you jumped in the carriage? You were the only one left in the carriage.
Oh no, that baby! I replaced the baby. Let's just say that.
Okay.
You soul swapped with the baby. I see.
The
That
baby is distilled.
The mom did not notice anything.
You
for a
distilled the
while.
baby.
What was funny too is like when I nursed, like nothing went down this throat. So I would just nurse and it would just dribble all the way down my face.
Like Cookie Monster eating cookies?
Like a Cookie Monster eating cookies.
All right,
That's
this has been a great show. Let's all get in here for a screenshot, everyone. Everyone cheese. All right, I'm full of love and laughter.
What about this chapter did I miss? I didn't finish it, but what besides the Ohio?
I like this bit about Min's ability being blurry when someone's holding the power.
Right.
Kind of interesting.
Do you think she's correct? Are they just always holding the power and so their visions are blurry?
Well, Rand should be able to know that. It says, the problem is what I see is all blurry. I think it's because they're holding the power. That often seems true with Aes Sedai, and it's worse when they're actually channeling. Yeah, so I don't know. I would trust her judgment. I mean, she can't. Does that mean, well,
that's fascinating.
She can be intuiting it, or from their behaviors, or she could be able to perceive weaves and just not think that it's unusual, and so she doesn't mention it here. I don't know.
Or is it just like something like cutting into the Wi-Fi?
I mean, because she could see visions from Rand, who can channel.
Right. Has she ever looked at Rand? She doesn't say here, "Oh, Rand, I've watched you while you're channeling. Like, hold the power for me. Can I see your visions when you're doing it?" There's very little science happening here. But
hold on, is that a drinking obligation? Hold the power while you do it.
Yeah.
Should be probably.
Hold the power and I'll see if you can channel.
Hold the power while you do it.
That's actually Oliver's ears was saying that he's forgotten Min had that limitation. I forgot, and then I read it again. I didn't even notice that again. That's cool. I wonder what that means about her ability.
Yeah, her ability.
Like we know Balefire has effects on the pattern.
So what is the power? Yeah, what is the effect? I mean, I think Min's ability is reading the pattern. So does that mean that the one power being held loosens the weave of the thread of the pattern on you
as it's happening,
right?
Almost an approximal,
right?
Level. That's crazy. Dan, what do you think about that?
Well, that made me think that because Aes Sedai always have visions around them.
That's a great.
I wonder if this power to touch the one power is something then from the pattern itself that makes it.
Yeah, I mean,
because a lot of times, like just farmers and stuff, they don't really have visions.
Right.
Well, but did you see what Asham Azah said? He's saying, her ability might be connected to the wheel, and the one power drives the wheel.
Well, I don't know if it's connected to the wheel, but it's certainly connected to the pattern. And so if one way or another, if either the power is connected to you more, the pattern is more connected to you when you draw the power, or drawing the one power means that you somehow interact with the pattern, either loosening or tightening its hold on you. Any of those interpretations could lead to that blurriness, right?
Do we want to jump into this? But is there a difference between the wheel and the pattern?
I think so.
Okay. Then who determines the pattern? Is it the creator? Is it the creator who spins the wheel? Is the wheel separate? I mean, so when we separate the wheel from the pattern, then what is the pattern in regards to the wheel?
The pattern is the pattern on the cloth of existence itself, right? The wheel is the thing that drives it's the loom that drives.
But the wheel weaves as the wheel
mechanism.
wills, right? Or does it not?
It does, sure.
So then the weave.
What it weaves is the
determines
pattern. Well, it weaves the pattern. It doesn't determine it.
Does the wheel determine if you can channel?
I thought the weave threads
Is that
lives.
like the subsect of Taverin is just being able to like hold the one power? Wheel weaves pattern, yes. But where do the individuals come into that though? Is what I'm asking.
Well, I think if free will matters and can affect the pattern, then there's a feedback system, right? And a minimum between the people who the pattern is affecting and the expression of the pattern on the fabric of life.
Right, cause and effect, right?
Right.
Is that what you're okay?
Or more like or law of conservation of energy.
Well, just
they're all kinetic, Ryan.
Entropy and negentropy. I mean, right? Like the wheel doesn't, but the pattern is something separate from the wheel. I think.
I think so too.
But the wheel weaves the pattern,
right? But the loom doesn't determine what the pattern is. The controller does.
But
the creator
does the wheel will?
I thought the wheel weaves human lives and
the wheel
weaves
as the wheel
pattern.
wills is the phrase, I guess. Yeah. So that's
the wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
And what it does adds human lives.
I mean, pattern. So does the wheel will, or does it just blanket a pattern that someone else is creating? I don't have answers.
I still think the ultimate question of this has to be boiled down to being about free will, right? And the role of the Messiah figure in suffering at that and ultimately giving up his free will so that others can have it, basically. Yes. Thank you, Iris Fair. Exactly.
But
the driver of the bus will honk and wave. Is that a Taverin? Yeah. the horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep. I'm so confused. I love it. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I was just, that phrase comes up time and time again, that the wheel weaves as the wheel wills. And so, I guess that's the thought. Is the wheel sentient? Does the wheel have a stake in this pattern? Or is it just a random, thing?
I mean, I think, there's clearly, there wouldn't be...
Okay, guys, here's
prophecy.
The quote.
Hold on, man.
Okay, sorry.
I like...
Yeah, prophecy is a good one, yeah.
What would prophecy be if the wheel didn't have... If there wasn't free...
So I guess is Min seeing patterns from the wheel itself? She's glimpsing the pattern. Is the pattern? Is the wheel sentient? Is the wheel creating it?
The wheel doesn't have to be sentient, though, necessarily. It just has to have a goal, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Is like, okay, if you look at the myth of the Dragon Reborn as a pattern, quote unquote, on the pattern that the wheel is weaving, right? It just does it require free will, quote unquote? Does the wheel require free will in order to execute the thing that it is trying to do? I don't think so. In fact, it just it's like water flowing through a valley, right? Water isn't sentient, but it knows to follow the pattern of the valley because of the way that it's expressed within reality, right? So does the pattern, the wheel doesn't need to know what the pattern is. It just needs to follow it, which means if Rand died, would another Dragon Reborn, would Mazrim Taim suddenly become the Dragon Reborn?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well,
Right?
check this out real quick. So I just want to clarify something.
Yeah.
Here's a direct quote. The wheel of time weaves the pattern of the ages, and lives are the threads it weaves.
It weaves. Right.
No one can tell how the thread of his own life will be woven in the pattern, or how the thread of a people will be woven.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very specific to the pattern.
The wheel creates.
The wheel threads human lives into the pattern, but that's
right. Just like a loom creates the pattern, but it is not sentient.
Here's another quote. The wheel of time weaves the pattern of the ages, and the threads it uses are lives. It is not fixed, the pattern, not always. If a man tries to change the direction of his life and the pattern has room for it, the wheel just weaves on and takes it in. Yeah. There's always room for small changes, but sometimes the pattern simply won't accept a big change, no matter how hard you try. And that's from the Eye of the World. These are both quotes from Loyal.
From Loyal.
Yeah.
So again, I think that reinforces what I'm saying, that
he's only 90.
There is free will. Humans have the ability to impact the pattern, but sometimes some people, i.e. the Taveran, some patterns in the weave are so important that they can't be escaped.
Yeah, I mean I like that.
Okay. Yeah, right on.
I like the idea of the image of water too, because it explains why the pull is there, right? Of the Taveran. If you think of this like, I mean, again, this is me kind of being a dork, but like, there's
a whale's dick.
A whale's dick.
You're huge.
One way to talk about philosophy is like
a whale's dick had little beanies on it.
I think a whale's dick would have one more button unbutton.
One more button unbutton. But you can think of the idea of thought as like linear, or you can think of it as a topology. And right, like you can think of the pattern as a topology in the same way you can think of it as a two-dimensional pattern, right? Like, and what does it imply if you consider one or the other? And the topology though does explain some of the behaviors of the system that you don't get when you consider it just this two-dimensional thing.
But what Ryan had suggested, the quotes were that this is a plan, and things. There is some fluctuations, but there's
flexibility, and
there is also pushback.
It will. If something is important enough, it will continue to happen. Which is what brings me back to the question of, if Rand died.
So free will is not exclusive to.
I agree, Noman Garden. I think, like you can have free will and destiny in the same thing. It doesn't have to be predestination, but like, if Rand's free will led him to do something that caused him to die, would he be replaced in the pattern, or would shit just go wrong because the pattern wouldn't try to replace him?
I guess there's another question. Well, we have people, when Rand walks through a village, people fall off roofs and don't die. Is Rand at like
that seems random? That doesn't seem. But most of those things seemed random though. They seemed like just eddies in the current of the pattern. It wasn't that any of those people were Taveran, that one might die or one might live because it's important.
No, but it was in proximity to Rand specifically. Yeah,
that weird shit would happen. Some people would die randomly. Some people would live.
It's literal plot armor. If Rand,
that's a good point. Yeah,
that if he has to survive. So I wonder, have we seen anything in the past where it seems like Rand should have died but didn't?
Maybe when he channeled the mountain down when he and Perrin were there.
Oh, good point. How about when his first battle with the Forsaken in the sky, where he was just running around using magic he didn't know how to use?
right? I mean, the time that he's
Correct.
describes it as walking on the blade of the dagger or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
maybe
Huh.
lots of times. I don't know. I mean,
Oh no, his plot armor sucks.
Well, but I mean, it's built into being the dragon, though, to a
I
certain
think so
degree.
over
So
the years.
otherwise, if the dragon dies, what
Somebody gets me.
happens? That's a good question. Does Tame suddenly become the dragon, or
No, I mean, there's no
Shiva.
prophecies. No one would believe him. Like it's not that simple at all. Like,
well, he
so-
might not also become the Karakarn, but there's no reason to believe that the pattern wouldn't just find a new dragon.
But okay, no, I mean, yeah, that's fascinating. Like, so there's no risk,
right? There would just be
So-
a new baby born.
So there's no
at the
risk.
slope.
Like,
I mean, I'm building on what you read, Ryan. It's saying that some things in the pattern are so important that it will continue weaving them despite whatever free
Okay.
will decides.
Now, so
right?
the question is: are the Taveran the ones outside of that, or are they the ones most influenced by that?
I mean, again, I go back to the topology metaphor. If you're a stream going down a hill,
Uh-huh.
gravity or whatever will lead you to coalesce with the thing. You're going to follow the path of least resistance. Taveran are essentially stuck like that. Because they're pulled down by the weight of the gravity of the pattern.
Nice. Yeah.
Their ability to exert free will or at least change their course is more difficult and perhaps impossible.
Right, and water can hit a tributary, can go to an eddy, but it has the same source and it has the same outcome regardless.
Right.
Okay. I like that.
It's interesting to think about, like if Rand died today, would the Dark One's prison get stuck? Like, would everything just kind of halt and simmer until a new dragon was born? Or does Mazrim Taim become the dragon? Or is there suddenly no dragon and the Dark One just wins and the shit goes back to the next turning,
Yeah.
shit's horrible till the next turning of the wheel? I don't think we know that. We don't have the information to make that call.
Right. We don't know if the Dark One needs the dragon to be free.
Yeah. So far, we seem to have two motivations for the Dark One. One is to end all time, and the other is to dominate the world. In the name of the dark, right? Like, so,
Right.
One or the other, or neither could be possible.
Yeah, break the wheel, baby. Anarchy in the wheel K.
The real K, baby. The real K, baby.
Is there anything else in these chapters that I missed or that you wanted to touch on some more, Josh?
Okay, this one. That booming voice became plaintive. I'm sorry. I know that can't be enjoyable.
Yeah, that's a dark one.
Drink
That is a
it.
dark one.
That's I don't know if I want to drink that. I will, but next week we are doing 6 chapters, boys.
6?
Let's do it.
3 through 9?
3 until 9. 3 through 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
That is
That's 7 chapters.
about 80 pages.
All right, awesome. Beautiful. What a great
Well
show.
done. This was
Yeah.
fun. I'm glad we're back. I'm
Likewise.
glad, and it's right back into it. You know,
Thank
Right
you, Iron
back.
Spare. This
Rand
was a
is
fun-
off to Kyrian again, and he kind of laughs. It says, well, be that as it may, make me a gateway to near Kyrian to Shiva. It's time to see what the world has been up to while I was away and what I have to do about it. Then he starts laughing in a way that makes Perrin's skin crawl. So, we are 3 through 8.
Well, great.
Number
Look forward
8.
to it.
And we're going to rock through this book. This book is one of the smaller books. page count. So we should be able to get through this through like 7 or 8 weeks, I think, guys.
All right. Awesome.
Power to the Writers Guild. Keep fighting. Keep fighting the good
ATRG.
fight. You're only looking for like 1% more pay raise. I mean, fuck. Come on. I was just reading how Hollywood executives are consistently in the top 10 most money-making people ever in our world ever. We're talking $250 million a year kind of stuff with stock options and all that. Writers Guild, you're on the backs of donkeys, guys. So feed your fucking burros, would you?
Yeah, and they and this act of human resistance might be the last thing that's standing between art and AI art. We are at risk of enjoying for the rest of our lives television brought to you by AI. And that's a for real threat. That's one of the things they've added into the negotiations, and the big companies have said no. They've clamped down on that so hard.
Is that really that different than the way that fucking Hallmark movies are written today?
Well, that's a good point. Or any most shows at all feel like they're written by robots.
We don't have to like it, but we want human creation.
Absolutely.
So yeah, even if we don't.
The thing
like
is, AI will never
man.
replace human creation. It just moves it to a different part in the food chain. I mean, I say this as someone who works in IT and has had this question many times. So I know what people are afraid of.
Well, I mean, it's a legitimate concern that's brought up. I mean, like.
Well, let me give a quick example. So David Byrne has a musical on Broadway now that uses pre-recorded things. It is based on karaoke, I suppose, but the union has normally said that you need 19 musicians if you are doing a musical on Broadway. I'm doing air quotes. Musical on Broadway. Mm-hmm. This is what the union does. These are people that make their living off of doing this stuff. David Byrne from Talking Heads has violated that.
I'm not saying that there isn't a human cost.
This is AI though.
All I'm saying is that humans don't go away when AI replaces jobs. Those jobs reappear higher up or lower down in the food chain.
I know.
It produces the thing.
I'm
not saying there's not an immediate impact. I'm just saying that is not a long-term transformation. It just takes longer for humans to adapt.
Yeah, no,
that's all I'm saying.
I
understand. But I do.
I agree with you that there is a real impact. But
streaming has made a huge deal. The AI things has made a huge deal, and AI is relying on stuff that has been written.
Humans
before.
need to remember
they're not creating.
Yes, exactly.
Anything.
It's not. There's nothing new happening. Creativity is humans' greatest power.
Yeah,
it always will be. And a computer cannot be trained to be creative. I mean, that's not what large language models are at the very minimum, even if they're Turing correct. So, we're safe, okay?
Okay, no, yeah, we should be more worried about water wars.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, this is what the horse people used to say about cars, though. They're like, keep making horseshoes, we'll be fine.
Well, love all you guys. Thank you for coming. It was great to read this. I look forward to talking more next week.
Yeah, next week 6 chapters, so we're gonna start racing. I love
everybody.
You guys, and I'm proud of you.
All right, and as always, read and fuck off.
Read and fuck.